And we're joined now by Asia business expert Tal Reshef for a closer look at India. Thank you, Mr. Reshef, for joining us. So, given India's complex political system, how is it that a man of the people could win? Is it a miracle? I mean, how does it happen?
Well, I'm not sure that the question regards the person, whether it's someone from the people or not. Let's not forget this is not really a common person. He's got high education. He was serving as a very high-rank public worker. So I'm not sure that he's such a common person as he's described sometimes. It's a question of publicity. And anyhow, I'm not sure that he's the person that is behind, he's the key factor behind this success. The success is much bigger than him. The success started with a movement that has started with his mentor, Mr. Hazare, who was not even him the first in this movement. The movement anti-corruption in India is already ruling for several years. It's getting more and more power, more and more power. He finds himself on the right moment, on the right move of creating a party, and he's on the wave of success.
Okay. So, I mean, essentially one of the major factors here is corruption, obviously, the fact that people are just, they don't want to have to deal with it anymore. Is this a one-time thing, or does Kרג'יואל really have the ability, the potential, the opportunity to make this a nationwide change?
Well, that's a great question, because I'm sure that nobody can answer it. I mean, the complexity is so big, it's huge. I mean, from one hand, there's the big question, what are they going to do? The AAP now being in the governor office in Delhi, what will be the results? Because all India is going to look at it. And in a few months, we are going to have elections. In these elections, maybe Mr. Modi from the BJP will be winning. What will he be doing later? Third point is the youth. Something like 30% of the voters in this general election are going to be in the first time in the elections. Nobody can predict what will be their decisions. The mystery is too big. The economy. Is it going to progress? Are they going to succeed in their fight against corruption? There's so many questions. India is getting now into one of its biggest crossroads ever. And there are so many factors that are playing in it, including this election of the AAP in Delhi. It will be really insane to try to predict what happens, but it will be very interesting. For this, I'm sure.
What effect could this have on India's economic outlook?
Well, first of all, if they're going to succeed in putting the corruption down, it will be a symbol, it will be a starting point for the rest of India. And if India is going to lower significantly the rate of corruption, this is good news for the economy, because corruption is one of the biggest problems of Indian economy. The second point, if they are going to succeed, they are going to enter into the parliament and maybe gain the presidency, not this time, but next time. It's quite possible. Nobody knows what their policy is going to be, because they're talking only about corruption. What are they going to do about economy is yet to be found.
Right. This is a one-man show? I mean, can one person really have this impact on such a gigantic country?
Well, absolutely not, because before him there was already Anna Hazare, and not only him, Baba Ramdev, also other leaders against corruption have shaken India for the last 10 years. And even if this elected governor disappears, the movement will not disappear with him, because India is already moving forward. You can see it not only in the fight against corruption, but in the fight against rapes, for instance. India is changing. India is taking its rights in its hand, and it is not letting it more in the hands of politicians in New Delhi anymore.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Reshef, for your comments, for giving us a better understanding of what's going on with Mr. Kרג'יואל in India.
My pleasure.